Hey everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Sunless C. As you can see, I'm not quite back at London, but I am in Low Barnet, which is a place that I have a couple of reasons to be. So let's take a look. First of all, let me remind myself, yeah, okay, we're never going to be doing this. It's just such a bad deal, considering London is right around the corner. Anyway, find the fierce philanthropist's husband. Well, yes. I guess that's our main quest, so... Whoa. And once again, this little tooltip here... Tooltip gives us some spoilers, I suppose. Should I even read these? Nah, let's just... take this one step at a time. And who is that in the shadows of the apse? Him, I guess. A verdure and coral. Lytton stands in a secluded corner. He's inhumanly tall. His lower body is encased in a block of coral that raises him up. Beneath his shirt, his body is lumpy? A tracery of it, lurid and pink, has begun to sprout on his cheek, following the course of his veins. Deliver his wife's locket. Leave Lytton for now. We can't. We literally can't. Okay. He ignores you, intent instead on buffing a smooth shine from the brass. Perhaps a reminder of his past life will help. Well... deliver his wife's locket. Right. You hold the open locket up before him. Evelyn, he says involuntarily, and looks at you. She sent you? I always expected that other parties would find me first. He looks down at the gradual encroachment of coral. I cannot return, for her safety as well as the obvious. But I asked that you withhold the full nature of my condition from her. I wouldn't want to cause her further distress. You may now deliver word of her husband to the fierce philanthropist, or ask him questions to advance your ambition. Okay. Right, Port Carnelian, which does happen to be one of the places I'm planning to visit on my next trip after this one, so that's convenient. Ask him about the Seven. We were the Seven against Nida. Who or what was Nida again? Have we ever really learned? I mean, obviously the name has popped up a few times. Soldiers, spies, healers, sailors. We meant to democratize death, to break Nida's hold on immortality, and distribute their hoard of years more evenly. It was a good scheme. Bourdain recruited our legions. Lorenzo charted our path. Arik sailed our troops up the Red River on living ships. Batuk led our armies. Rosina healed our wounds. After our defeat, we were separated. I don't know where the others hide, except one, Mariam, who gathered us. She was a princess of the Presbyterate. Look for her deep in Scrimshander, in the Stygian repository. Oh, wait. Okay. I mean... Oh, really? Interesting. So I thought this was just, talking to him was just going to be for more lore, but apparently it's actually for, well, it's another way to advance the quest. Or rather, maybe this is the way to advance the quest, and returning to the philanthropist is not? Or maybe both are required? Okay, so we're going to have to go back to the archives. Well, kind of unfortunate that we just happened to do that, you know, a short while ago, but I guess I'll just go back then. Excuse me. Which means that I am going to have to correct my shopping list and pack a bit more coffee. I mean, technically I'll be returning to London to restock again, but, you know, I think I can afford to have a bit more. So right now, I'm planning to... I mean, right now, I think I still have 3 coffee on me, one of which I need. I suppose I was going to sell the other 2, but obviously now I'm going to hold on to them. I mean, how much... And we still have some time in the archives left, right? I think we still have 4 or so? Assuming that carries over and or gets preserved. So, trading in 2 extra coffee... Wait, so we started with 12 time in the archives after the coffee we traded and the free time we got. And let's say we ended with 4. I could probably look that up in the journal somewhere. So I used up 8. So theoretically, we should be able to reach the lowest part of the archives again, assuming that follows a set path with the 2 coffee that we have, giving us another 4 time in the archive. But maybe just to play it safe, I'm going to buy 1 extra bag of coffee, and yeah, that should be fine, unless I'm miscalculating here. But obviously, I don't want to go overboard on extra supplies, because we're going to have to pack the usual fuel and food anyway. But yeah, let's say 1 extra coffee. So yeah, instead of 1 that I was planning to keep, let's keep the 3 plus an extra 4. So I'm gonna have to buy 1. Okay. Okay. Anyway, after our defeat, we get separated. Right, Miriam, who gathered us. She was a princess of the Presbyterate. Look for her deep in Scrimshander in the Stygian repository, where the white bones turn black. He takes a last look at the locket from his wife, then clicks it closed. Give her this, so she knows I sent you. Okay. Miriam. 7 once tried to democratize death. So Nida was just the ruler, king, or is maybe still the immortal ruler of the Presbyterate, the land where people don't die of natural causes, or don't die from old age anyway. Okay. What was his role in the 7? I was their financier. I came from modest means. However, my congregation consisted of industrialists, the gentry, bankers, people with an interest in immortality and the willingness to invest. My doctrine was unconventional. Eternal life in this life, not the next. Yes. What became of their endeavor? We failed. We came close. We reached Nida. We breached the Persimmon Gate, but reinforcements came, and the Wax Wind was invoked. We scattered. Each of the 7 found a place to hide in the deeps at a cost. This is mine. He indicates his skirts of coral. Okay. Right, also, of course, on the subject of the other 7, I wonder if we're going to have to find and interact with all of them as part of our immortality quest. Obviously, we've met at least a couple of them. We've obviously met and helped Rosina. So if at some point we're going to have to go, find her and gain her favor, I suppose, we basically have already done that. Yeah, we've already done that. So we need to only return to her and talk to her, and should be able to advance the quest just like that. Also, that other person, Eric. I know, we just very recently met someone who told us to call him Eric. But who was it? I mean, I guess this entire questline involves the Undersea ports, right? So was it someone in the Undersea? Was it? Oh, is it the Visionary in whatchamacallit? Not Scrimshander. Hideaway. Hideaway, the giant crab place. I think so. We had some coffee with him. Right, he's the one who gave us those 10 sacks of coffee in exchange for the fuel we gave him to literally fuel his operation, whatever it might actually be trying to do. And I think while we were just having coffee with him, he told us to call him Eric, I believe. So that accounts for 4 of them. This guy, the philanthropist, Rosina, Eric, Mariam in the archives apparently, and 2 more whose names were obviously mentioned and I forgot. Anyway, return. Leave Lytton for now. Or can we do something more with him? No, we can just ask the same things again. Alright, should have paid more attention, or, try to analyze things a bit more deeply while the names were up. during that first paragraph, but it's okay. Transport a wandering parson to his next destination. Right, it's still the same option as before. Well, trade stories. We only have the same port reports, or some of the same port reports that we already delivered. Yeah, last time we didn't have one of Rack or of Rosegate because I forgot to pick it up when I was there. But I did pick up a few new ones, or re-pick up some ones that we already had. But apparently that doesn't matter, so we're just going to do this one again. That brings us to a total of 6. And 7. And now we can no longer increase this, but... Wait. Oh, I'm dumb. Perhaps not. We don't have a port story? Wait. Well, we can't do this now. Do we not have a story? I suppose not. Why not, actually? Did we use that up in talking to Lytton? Anyway, trade stories to the gentleman in the rear pew. Let's finally take a look at this. His suit is of thin presbyterate fabric. Okay, more connections to that place. He observes the story contests closely, occasionally copying an excerpt into a tatty notebook. Hello there. A collector of stories. His hair is impeccably oiled. His teeth are white and flawless. His smile is searing, and he blasts you with it as you approach. Hello. I've enjoyed your tales. You have a gift for turning the truth into lies. In fact, I think perhaps you can help me. I have a professional need for exclusive stories, ones that have never been told before and won't be told again. If you'd be prepared to provide some, I will compensate you with unusual payments. Okay. Trade a story for relics and antiquities. I have a modest collection of artifacts from the earliest days of my homeland. For a tale of vengeance, they are yours. Trade a story for a map and knowledge. A map? I've come into possession of an old Z chart, scribbled with perfidies. I've not been able to make head nor tail of them, alas, but perhaps you'll have better luck. In return, I require a tale of subterfuge. Trade a story for a gift of life and death. Not your life and death, obviously, he grins. That would be rude. But I will require a story of sacrifice, something tragic and satisfying. Well, that is certainly intriguing. I wonder, though... I mean, I can only interact with this guy when I'm at the maximum of 7. And I'm assuming doing any of these things is going to lower it possibly all the way down? I mean, he only asked for 1 story, so I don't know about that, but just in case. I mean, it's going to reduce it by at least 1, making it unavailable again until I tell at least 1 more story, or deliver at least 1 more port report, I suppose. So, we'll decline for now. Right, everything else is just Blemigan, or this guy who... I guess we just need to be on another quest for that to matter. Okay, but we can save here. Make yet another new save. And give this a shot. I mean, the map sounds intriguing. Relics and antiquities? I mean, I want to try all of these, obviously. So if I'm expecting to have to reload and choose only one of these, I would say that I'm probably going to go for the map, just because that seems like it would just unlock something somewhere. Relics and antiquities sounds like it would just give me, well, allow me to profit in some sort of way, but I don't desperately need that. It might give me something more unique than that, but we'll see. And this seems like... a gift of life and death. Either something that's required for some other quest that I'm not aware of currently, or maybe... well, I have no idea. Let's just see what this is all about. You spin a bloody tale. He records your words with a steel pen. Useful. Now your payment. He opens a polished suitcase. You glimpse sheaves of official documents written in presbyterate script, stamped with an ornate crest showing a horse, a bull, and a stag. The case clicks closed. He hands you a rosewood box. the finger bones of a murderer who killed 5 puzzle kings in the age before Nida rose. In addition, the flint knife he slew them with, and the intersecting device fragments he took from each. Unfortunately, the 6th piece, the murderers, is lost. Lost all 7. Okay, and that gives me 5 outlandish artifacts, 1 ambiguous eolith, which is not that valuable. Lamentable relic, also not that valuable. Yeah, so it's really just some money. We have much easier and cheaper ways to acquire eoliths, and honestly, even artifacts at this point. Of course, some things like the Ironclad Will, or even whatever, that super expensive thing that you can craft in your quarters. Whatever that was again. I think that might require an, outlandish amount of these things, as well as possibly relics. So that's a way to acquire more of these, but obviously it comes at a cost, You have to basically tour all 7, or a total of 7 of the undersea ports again. And yeah, that doesn't quite seem worth it. And who knows, maybe none of the 3 things are really, well, no, surely the map and even the other option, the life and death option, must give you something a bit more unique. But this is really just money, basically. Or, things that are either worth money or could be bought with money otherwise. So let's take a look at this. You tell a tale of victory, dearly bought. Greedily he records the essentials of your story. Marvelous. I'll have your payment delivered to your vessel. I'm afraid part of it is rather unwieldy. Corpses tend to be, I've found. There's a story behind it, of course. 2 brothers lived by the sea. When their mother passed, they divided up her pearls. But there were an odd number, and the brothers fought. One died, the other wept. His tears wetted the last pearl, which hatched. The thing that emerged had his brother's voice. That is weird. A live specimen. And a long box. Ooh, okay. Well, if I hadn't already bought one, this might even potentially be an interesting option. For sure. I mean, honestly, I could go with this. If the map turns out to not be particularly useful, or not seem particularly useful, I might still go with this one. Because an additional longbox I can at least use at Station 3. I'm not sure how useful it's going to be to have an additional bit of hard metal. I think at one point I was convinced that I would need a certain amount of that stuff to have this weapon crafted, but I mean, the wiki tells me otherwise, so I sure hope it is correct, and my assumptions are not. Which is, the likelier outcome. Anyway, extraordinary implication, sure. I mean, that's, if nothing else, it's a 5th of a Searing Enigma. And some Drowning Pearls, which I just don't know that I need for anything, but at least they're not taking up space, rather. And the specimen is kind of whatever. I guess I can always give another one as a gift to my child. Do I have more? Yeah, I even still have one. That's right. Okay, anyway, this is certainly an option to consider. But what about that map? I mean, none of it is crucial. None of the, the things from the 3rd option are crucial. But they might be useful. Okay, so what about this? You tell a naughty tale. Satisfied as a fed cat, the collector hands over a roll of yellowing paper. You study it beneath a lantern of reclaimed stained glass. The chart is thick with notes. Names, addresses, passphrases, strings of numbers and symbols, judging by the numbering in one corner. It is only one of several such charts. A detail in the compass rose catches your eye. An ornate initial B. And what is in the margin? A motto? Liberty, equality, eternity. Okay, presbyterate again. Revelatory chart. So that's the map that we're talking about, huh? 1 strategic information, kind of stingy. 1 move, 2 intriguing snippets, and 2 memories of distant shores. Okay, so ultimately all 3 options only give you some standard items, nothing unique. I'm really not sure. Revelatory chart. Oh ho! I'm not sure how valuable this is, ultimately. What you get for it specifically. The strategic information does pay rather well, especially if we decide to give it to the shady diplomat, or whatever her name was. Although I think I want to keep working with the Admiral instead. He just seems more genuine, whereas I'm sure there will be some potentially unfortunate consequences if we actually do work with you know, the other person and decide to give our strategic information and moves to her instead, even though it pays better. Anyway, so yeah, these would all be useful there. These would all pay somewhat. We have a lot of moves in the Great Game. I really have to see if there's something more useful to do with these than to sell them for 30 or 50 echoes apiece. Intriguing snippets. Yeah, I mean, obviously these are things that we can sell to the scholar, if nothing else. More of these story items are always useful. I wonder, is this more useful than the long box? I feel like that's the most valuable individual item that you get out of any of these 3 possible interactions, just because it normally costs you 3 secrets, which are obviously in relatively short supply and, you know, can be used for all kinds of useful things. But again, I'm not entirely sure how valuable a revelatory chart is, really. It's not a super common item, but we've had a couple of those. The rest is nothing too special. I mean, the extra life specimen is not really going to do anything for me. It's also not going to pay for a huge amount, but... I don't know, I'm tempted to go with this. But on the other hand, I think I'm going to actually pick option number 2 and take the extra long box. And I'll just use it, not just try to use it, I'll use it at Station 3 and we'll see what that does for me. I guess I can give one to the smith, as I was intending to get the heart metal, and the other to the lady in the chapel and be reminded what that gives us exactly. We gain more favor with her, I suppose, and maybe at some point something will happen. Anyway, it's good to know that this is another source for long boxes that does not cost me secrets, if nothing else. And speaking of which, I think when I looked up how to acquire long boxes, I don't remember seeing this guy as an option. So maybe because this is a DLC thing, that's one of those bits of information that's just not been added to the wiki. So yeah, it is unfortunately a little bit incomplete. So yeah. In addition to being somewhat hard to read sometimes, it's also any information, or especially any lists of options and interactions, have to be taken with a grain of salt, of potentially being not completely, well, complete. Anyway, we wanted this one. Gift of life and death. Yes. Literally life and death. Life specimen and a corpse in a long box. The extraordinary implication is nice as well, I suppose. And the drowning pearls, I mean, I'm sure I can sell them somewhere. I don't know why I've been holding on to the ones that I do have. Anyway, yeah, we'll go with that. Sure. And I could trade my one remaining port report, but I've not actually delivered a single undersea port report to the Admiral, and I want to see if doing that does something special. If nothing else, because they're new, the first time turn in of those should give me another favor with the Admiralty, whereas repeat deliveries do not. We still have plenty, and I basically only use them for repairs, and you know, I feel like those are gonna last me for the rest of the game. So yeah, no problem there. Anyway, let's depart. Oh, right. The one thing I did, well, you know, obviously I sailed all the way from Scrimshander down here. It was pretty uneventful. I think at one point I ran into some sort of enemy and got into a skirmish, but then I reloaded because, I don't know, either things went wrong or... Oh yeah, I remember. Okay, so I went underwater for a while just because Scrimshander was underwater and I just, you know, didn't bother surfacing. And I ran into some sort of Khanate submarine and I started fighting them. At mid-fight, I ran out of oxygen because I just wasn't paying attention to it. Hadn't been paying attention to it. And so, yeah, I started drowning, basically. I had to surface, and when I submerged again, the sub was back, but it was back to full health too, and, you know, I had suffered way more damage than I needed to on the way, and, you know, obviously I had no particular need to fight that thing in the first place, so I reloaded, tried again, and that time I encountered absolutely nothing for the entire way. I did stop by Hunter's Keep, collected the port report there, and was reminded that you can get free iron increase for having dinner with the oldest sister, I believe. Cynthia? Something with C. And yeah, that's what I did. And that's why I keep doing this. Wonderful. No, that's not why I keep doing that. That's why I have an additional point of iron compared to last time. So that's always nice. Oh, of course, and that's also where I used up my pod story. That makes perfect sense, because it took me less than a minute to go from... Huh? Can I not surface here? Why can I not surface here? An obstruction prevents you from surfacing. Huh? What would be on the surface there that you can go under? Okay, anyway. There's nothing there. Oh, there was, I guess, the little light boy thing. Also, yeah, we are already right here. Might as well conserve a bit of fuel here. There's a port story just in time. Okay, collect messages. I guess no customs search, or else that would have happened first. Voracious Diplomat, that's, yeah, okay, Voracious Diplomat, not, yeah. I don't know what I was calling her before, but Diplomat was correct. Anyway, collect messages. Someone wants to sign on. I do wonder if I should pick up at least a few crew members. I mean, if this someone is just a normal crew member, I guess one extra wouldn't hurt, because right now, as soon as we lose anybody, we are going to be crippled. In fact, going up to 20 or maybe 19 or so might not be a terrible idea. Even if it means using up a bit more food. But oh well. Yeah, okay. So, what do we start with? Maybe shopping? Let's see here. Well, I'll do fuel and supplies last, of course. We do want some candles. I guess I can start with that. I was thinking 5. Basically, I need them for the Wispways. I'm gonna do that again when I'm back at the Mangrove College next time. And I'm gonna try to acquire another blue Scintillate, which might take a while, depending on my luck, but yeah, it should be possible to pick another one up. Right. Devil-Bone Dice, we need those. I don't think... Well, I don't need the Stygian Ivory right now, so I think for the time being I'm gonna sell them. I'll be able to buy them for 26 or 27 somewhere else, so I'm not even gonna lose money this way. I mean, I will need 40 of them eventually, but for now there are a couple more steps before that, so I might as well free up the inventory until then. Caskets of Sapphires, I do need those, but of course I'll need to pick those up elsewhere. Okay, right. So we have 3 sacks of coffee. Wait, why did I... Oh yeah, okay. We want 4. I forgot that they cost 50 here, but I mean, it's not a big deal, obviously. Right, we can actually sell the spider silk. That's just some random loot I picked up. And in fact... Oh, right, we want... I was going to hold on to 2 Parabola Linen at least, just in case her quest becomes available again, which would also require another 2 Caskets of Sapphires. Wait, or was it 3 Parabola Linen for her? Oh, was it 3? I think it might be 3. Right, but I wanted to check the Adventurous Desire and what he actually needed. Okay, anyway, one thing at a time. So I'm going to hold onto these for now. Actually, I can sell one because I'll need at most 10. One for him and potentially 3 for her. Honey. Actually, how much wine do we need? No, I guess we need some of each of these. We're gonna go with 5 times honey. Why did I have an extra? I don't know. Guess I must have picked it up somewhere. But yeah, we want 5. 1 for the guy at Hideaway, and 4 to trade at the Empire of Hands for romantic literature. 3 of which we're gonna use for the cigar quest, and 5 for the Presbyterate Adventurers quest. Wow. Yeah. Anyway, 5 honey, 5 candles, 4 coffee, and 4 wine. One of which... Wait. Again, why 4 wine? Let me just... Oh, seriously, why 4 wine? Oh, okay. Right. The guy, the almost dead man at the Undercrow, or his assistant? One of the two. Requires 1 wine to do something. Then again, the guy at Hideaway is 1. And then I figured I'd go with 2 for Nook. Apparently you need, or you can use wine to re-enter Nook. Maybe it's required for the second time. The first one was kind of free. But I'm gonna play it safe and go with 2. So a total of 4. Okay, that should be that. Right, and I might free up at least 7 more of these. Is there anything else here? No. Honestly, we're never gonna need torpedo components, because as it looks right now, I'm never gonna have another ship than this, right? I'm never gonna change to a different ship. There's just no reason to. Unless I absolutely wanted to have a forward compartment for a torpedo cannon, but as far as I can tell, there are no torpedo weapons that mount to the deck or anywhere else. Possibly to the aft, but I mean, I want to have something else installed there, so... But then again, these only sell for 1, so whatever. And they don't take up space, much more importantly. Avid suppressor, no, that's not the one that we want. Obviously, I looked at all of this last time. And yeah, we don't want any of this. Okay, that was step 1, I guess. So, Venturous Desires. Zoop. 7 times Zoop, or 7 times Mood Assault. Yikes. I mean, Zoop can be bought for 70... for 70 echoes apiece. But all the way over at Mount Palmerston, which is... I mean, I guess we're going to be going there. Or, you know, we're going to be back in Frostfound on the trip after the next one. So I might as well go all the way to Mount Palmerston and buy the Zoop. Which is not exactly cheap, but I suppose it's also not that expensive, all things considered. The question is, do I hold on to my 7 Parabola Linen until then? And basically, I'll save before turning in the Zoop and reload unless I get a linen requirement after that. Because it's obviously not worth buying the 7 linen here in London. At least not in terms of money. We are going to be advancing whatever it is we're advancing here, but... Okay, anyway. Yeah, I guess that's obviously going to be the option we pick. Mute Assault, otherwise... Well, trading for it at Wither would cost me... an ungodly amount of Z-stories, so absolutely not worth it. It was 5 stories per assault, right? So yeah, that's just not happening, obviously. The other option being... trading 1 cask of sapphires for 2 Mute Assault all the way over at whichever it was. I think it might have been Hideaway or, you know, one of those places over there. which would definitely be possible to do, but, you know, very far away. So between these options, I guess Zoop it is, but not for now. And I think we're fine in terms of cargo space for the time being, so there's that. We're also going to get rid of a couple of extra things here. In fact, let's go to our lodgings and spend more time with the family to finally get this done. Oh, right, we also need more recent news, because I actually used my recent news at Hunter's Keep with the sisters. Didn't know that was a thing, but apparently it is. Okay, time with the family. Tales of Far Lands. I mean, we have this extra live specimen that I don't need for anything else. So, there you go, another pet. Fear and Wonder. Also, Z-Fever is now at 31, which, if I understood things correctly, should make our child go out to Z now to follow in our footsteps, which is probably a really terrible thing, but, you know, your child is disinclined to hug it, but its tank will take pride of place in their bedroom. Its staring eyes and pulsing fangs will inspire glorious fantasies of Z monster hunting. Right. Oh, hey, there we go. I want to go away to Z. To see. Your child wants to sign on with a ship. Already? But time passes quickly. And most quickly on the Outer Z. How many years have you been at Z? Don't ask. Time operates slyly out in the dark. Actually, I have been wondering. I mean, apparently, our child has... Well, several years must have passed, right? Our child has grown up. On the other hand, there is an achievement that I've been wondering about, wondering when it would finally pick up. I've seen it in the list of achievements that requires you to spend 1 year out at Z. I mean, I suppose there is a sense of passage of time in the game, right? Which governs more port stories becoming available and possibly other events, random variables changing. So obviously that has nothing to do with, you know, the time that is implied, the implied passage of time that allows your child to grow up and, you know, well, to become a sailor. Anyway, how many years have you been at sea? Well, who knows? Time is flowing in strange ways down here. Forbid it. You know what happens at sea. No child of yours will risk that, but will they listen? This will reassure you, setting terror to zero and reducing nightmares. Wait. Permitted? A family tradition. If your child survives. Many sailors don't. You, of all people, know that. This is how you gain a scion, allowing your next captain to choose 2 legacies. I mean, it doesn't seem like there is a real downside to this. You know, apart from the role-playing aspect of allowing your child to go on this, to choose this extremely dangerous life. Whereas this has a chance to reduce terror. Huh. Oh, speaking of which, do we still have wounds? I think we might still be wounded, actually. Yeah, we should be, right? So I think I want to rest here anyway, so yeah, no, we're gonna permit it. I'm not planning to have another playthrough and make use of the Scion, but there we go. Hey, that's an achievement. Z-Fever, send your child to Z. All is well, for now. New Year's Day, 1890-something. Quartermaster's assistant of legal age, signed on recommendation of legal guardian. Give equal treatment. You have a scion. When you die, the next generation may take up the torch. In the meantime, they will still live at home. Probably. Okay. Cool. Lodgings. Rest. Reduce terror. Heal 2 wounds. Oh, wow, 2 wounds. And give you 2 restful nights if you do not already have some. Let's do that. It costs 100. Loses all my terror. More importantly, loses my wounds. And 2 restful nights. Okay. Good. Perhaps not. I guess we can talk to this guy. Oh, actually, hold on. Oh yeah, we can do this. Hold on. While I remember, I wanted to do this. I wanted to wait until I was at London to make sure I wouldn't run out of supplies. Obviously, that was not a danger at any point, but let's do this. A candid discussion. I am accustomed, he admits frankly, to be being used as a tool. This is what your mechanic will do, no matter. I am in his debt. My people made me as a repository of secrets. It will be a relief when that ends. But until then I shall keep the secrets a little longer. Still, your company is pleasant. This is for you. Okay, gives you echoes and an extraordinary implication. Thanks. A little nodule of deep amber. It's warm to the touch. Okay, cool. Thank you. Actually, I'm not sure if this was required for using him in the quest, but it doesn't hurt. Okay, can we just do that again? Oh. Tell the unsettling sage a story. Yes, something about the lands I have not seen. Half-closed eyes. That's good. Yes, let me tell you something of the sea. Oh, you exchange a memory of distant shores for a sea story. Okay. Fair enough, I guess. And you can just keep doing that. Right. We do have 2 of these, which I was recently reminded we can just turn into... Let's see. We have 13 of these, and now we have 19 of these, so I guess we're going to go with this one and make another bit of vital intelligence. Right, and now we can give that to you. A hissed breath. I'm especially glad you brought this one to me, rather than you-know-who. Our mutual acquaintance 2 streets over. This shall go directly to my friend at the palace instead. Right. Yeah, it gives you only 350 echoes instead of... Was it 600? So pretty significant, but we're also helping out London, so yay. Patriotism, I guess. Port reports. Yeah, we can absolutely do that. Hunter's Keep, Mount Palmerston, Vanderbide, Wither, Codex. We got a bunch of them, actually. The Hut, the Gant Pole, Low Barnet. Ah, yes. Wait. Did I not use up most of these? Or can you not use... I guess some of these you just cannot use at for stories at Low Barnet. Obviously Low Barnet itself, yes, but I don't think the Hunt or the Gant Pole were options there. Scrimshander would have been, but I decided not to use that one. Okay. Well, let's see then. The Hunt. A new accomplishment. Favors remains unchanged at 35. Oh, okay. Never mind. So had we delivered this one before? Actually, maybe we have. Come to think of it. Guess we had been there and back again before. Okay. Let's try the Gant Pole. That one we definitely newly discovered on our recent trip. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So that gave us a new favor, as well as fuel, 60 echoes. Pretty good in terms of payments for port reports. Scrimshander should also be new. Yes. Okay. 55 echoes. Undercrow. Okay, no, that one was new as well, I suppose. Okay. Doesn't pay quite as well, but that's perfectly fine. Oh, we have... Wait. We have been to Codex. Hold on. Well, let's... No, okay, Low Barnet we hadn't discovered, hadn't submitted before it either? Interesting. Or is it random? No, it's not. It can't be random, right? You only gain favors for the first time you report a new place. I think. I don't know. I might be wrong. I've been wrong about many things in this game. Continue. Submit your port report. Submit a revelatory chart. How do I report? Am I crazy? I did the thing in Codex, didn't I? Yeah, where he asked me to go? Did I accidentally just click through something and turn that in already? Or I guess I'll have to look at my video and see if I actually did the thing? But he wouldn't have given me a new quest otherwise. Anyway, Port Cecil is fine. We'll be back there. Okay. I'm really confused now. I thought there was going to be some sort of special option to... Or do you just get paid immediately upon reaching that the port that he asked you to visit? Hold on a sec. This seems wrong. Okay, of course there was never anything to be confused about because, yeah, it just... He asked you to collect strategic information, and that's exactly what you do. You get the item called strategic information, which you can then give back to him, or collect 2 of them to turn into the more profitable vital intelligence. Okay, so yeah, we did get the reward immediately. And now we have a new quest. Fair enough. Right, but I did also want to look up if there's anything more profitable or more important to be done with moves in the great game than just sell them here. Okay, so it looks like those are really only for selling, or you need, well, you technically need one for one of the 2 options, but obviously that's no longer relevant. Okay, so we could sell them here, but there is a chance that Rosa's Wharf is looking for them. Ooh. Interesting. We do happen to technically have an extra long box, which of course is otherwise quite valuable. Watchful Curios, we don't have those yet. Pay above the usual price for specific goods. What is the usual price for one of these? I mean, that's intriguing enough. It's probably a good idea to save anyway. Oh, Alarming Scholar, you didn't invite us this time. No gift? Dread Surmise. Searing Enigma. We do have an extra one of these. Okay, because I just saved... That's also worth 1,000. Okay. I mean, I should probably hold on to the extra one still. But that is worth more than I thought, honestly. One more needed to reach level 7. Oh, you know what? Never mind. I actually do need both. At least for the time being. Okay, good thing I remembered that. Right. Yes, we want to load again. Good. Okay. Because one, we're actually going to use up permanently to make the weapon. Let's see how much this pays. 150. For basically 3 secrets. Or an entire tour of the Untersee. Yeah, I don't think so. No, I definitely don't think so. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, we're going to be using one of these at Station 3, and I don't know if that ultimately pays better than this. It might not, just in terms of pure money, but... Yeah. No, that seems... Just 150 echoes is just not worth it at this point. You need to give me something more than that, game. Anyway, back to the Admiral, and... yeah, so there was a chance for the Rosa's Wharf to ask for moves in the Great Game, which I think we've seen before, and that would pay better, but you actually gain Admiralty's favors for this as well. And I think you don't get those if you sell them to the Diplomat instead. But you do get more echoes, but yeah. Guess we're just gonna sell all of these then. I'm gonna hold on to one, just in case I find some random interaction somewhere that asks for one of these. But for now, we might as well do this. Boosting our favors even further. So yeah, I suppose ultimately these are a way to keep getting more favor, even after you've submitted every single port report once. So there is that. Speaking of port reports, we can fill up our hold, basically. Well, No, we want to make sure we have enough food. Right, we have all the trade goods that I need, I think. That being said, do we need... I want to say it was 3 linen for the uniform. Or was it the armor? One or the other. But I'm gonna look that up real quick, because that we might be able to sell one more thing. Yeah, one of the linens. Free up just a little bit more inventory. Okay, so this is a bit confusing again. Well, first of all, of course, we have the uniform, the dress uniform or whatever, that we still haven't had her make. As indicated by the fact that we still have our comatose ferret and also the one royal blue feather that I kept for that purpose. So I don't actually need to buy sapphires. That was for the other thing. It does take 3 parabola linen, however. Now the one thing I'm not 100% sure about is whether the dressmaking option is going to become available again. The wiki says that her getting to know her quality needs to be between 30 and 39. But also that technically the step that she's currently supposed to be on, where she asks us to go to Polythreme, that should mean her quality is 40 or higher. However, here it still says the modiste has made herself at home, which is the description for that 30 to 39 range. So I'm not sure what to believe. Either way, I guess I don't technically need to hold on to that parabola linen. I could always buy it if indeed it turns out that that the option becomes available again. I think for now I'm just going to just keep the 7 for the scholar, for the venturer, because that's something that I'm relatively certainly going to be able to do at some point. So yeah. And instead we're just going to... I think we need to go for at least 20 supplies. That seems prudent. And fuel. Yeah, we're going to see how much free fuel we can get here. Hunter's Keep, might as well. Mount Palmerston, sure, why not? It even pays relatively well. In fact, it would make sense to turn in those first that I know I'll be revisiting, and thus have a chance to pick up a new one. Count's Shadow is definitely on my list of places to visit sometime soon-ish. Vanderbite, not necessarily, or Wither or Codex. Not really planning to go up that way anytime soon, so I could hold on to those. Wisdom, I'm not necessarily going to ever revisit. But I'm at least going to be in that area. Now, how much room? Oh, okay. Hold is completely full. Right. Yeah, so I'll just hold on to these for the time being. That should be fine. What else? Right, we have these, which I'm going to lose soon enough. And this guy also on the next trip. And this is also going to be replacing the Awakened Seal. So that is another space that's going to be freed up. And these are kind of the one big thing that's not technically necessary to have right now, but it's fine. We should have plenty of supplies for the next trip and then some. So no problem there. London, hire on more crew. Right. Let's take a look at this. Engage a sailor. Let's take this cheap sailor. There we go. Continue. And we could sell a bunch of things to you, but we don't really need to. I think the Judgment's Egg... This might be where you sell your Judgment's Egg for 600 echoes, which is not bad. And extra outlandish artifacts for 100 apiece. Also, I only know of a use for one unread log specifically. But I don't think they're actually considered worth a whole lot, so I'm just gonna hold on to the ones that I have. Just in case. Let's see, Brest Embassy, was there something to do here? Oh yeah, of course. We'll save again, just in case something bad happens. So I decided not to spy on her, for what it's worth. Your Bane Devil waits with a friendly smile that exposes his neat white teeth. Right, we have a message. Incendiary material. He reads a letter and emits a long, low whistle that resonates oddly in the metal fittings and gives you the faintest tingle of toothache. There are some very senior names here, very senior indeed. She wants to come home, eh? Well, either she's telling us straight, in which case Brimstone will have her baked in a pie, or she's trying to swindle us, in which case, well, I'd like her ass so I can warm up my own pie oven. Her ass? Where did that come from? I'd like her here. I have no freaking idea. I don't know, that felt like something you might say, I guess. Yeah, no idea. I'd like her here, so I can warm up my own pie oven. Either way, yes, the time has come. Bring her here, will you? We'll pay her fair. Thank you so much. You've advanced the cause of hell today. Yay, that's a good thing, isn't it? And also nice, because I was planning to go to Mount Palmerston anyway to buy some soup. Now I guess we can also pick up a passenger. Convenient. What else? We don't have any reason to talk to you. Unless I'm planning to help the... I don't quite understand. I mean, she has split loyalties between London and the Dawn machine, I guess? Or something? I'm not entirely sure. So I should probably just not get involved with things I don't fully understand. Okay. Right. That was that. Good thing I remembered to visit. You can't do anything in London because I don't have a free evening. Should I hire on more crew? I think this gives you between 1 and 3. Well, in this case it gave me 3, bringing me back up to 20, which is fine. Yeah, I do want to have that little buffer. Okay. Right, and I think with that we're actually good to go. Hold is completely filled up. And everything is prepared. We've taken care of the various things we can do. We've finally sent our child to their doom, which is nice. Yeah, okay. I think we're good to go. And let's see. Let's do the usual planning. I guess I kind of want to revisit Rec, honestly. I could do that. That's really close by. In fact, I probably should have visited that on the way back just to advance things a bit more. But yeah, see which place we need to warn next. And then we want to head to Station 3, of course. That's the big thing. Might as well stop by Fieldhaven. We have no reason to be back at Abbey Rock until we have the romantic literature, so I don't expect to be able to do anything there at all. We obviously want to go to Rosegate to actually finish 2 of the quests already. The only thing that's still missing is, again, more romantic literature. But might as well get the Eoliths out of our inventory, if nothing else. And then Isle of Cats, of course. Port Carnelian. Grand Geode. And, well, stop by the Iron Republic, I suppose. Finally fill in these squares here that are annoying me, as well as this one. And then back to London. Before heading back up to Undercrow, I guess. which I suppose does bring us pretty close to Vanderbilt Wither and Codex, which I said I wasn't going to be close to anytime soon. But details: Undercrow to have wine with someone. I don't know exactly why. Over to Frostfound. Yeah, we don't want to linger too much on this trip because we can't have more than 20 terror to do the Frostfound stuff. So we want to do that. And then Mount Palmerston to pick up the Devilish and also buy the Zoop. And then, well, I don't know. We could keep going from there. And, you know, head over here, head down this way, visit a couple of these places. I guess we're gonna have business at Hideaway, Empire of Hands, The Hut, Nook, Scrimshander actually as well. Yeah, honestly, we're probably gonna do something like. Do we want to go to Gant Pole as well? Yeah, actually we do. Okay, so I think we're gonna do another big sweep then of all the known places. Gantpole, possibly. Yeah, I mean, no reason not to also go to the Kellenate, which we actually do have a reason to visit. Of course, we found their hero story there. We want to go to the Bangrove College to pick up another thing. We want to go to Port Cecil to turn in a bunch of our quest items. Not all of them. Oh, actually, never mind. We might, if we manage to kill a fluke, a Lorn fluke, that was either near the Empire of Hands or down here. It might have been around here, actually. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's another goal. So that's gonna actually be a pretty major trip. Yeah, anyway, if we can do that, we might be able to actually fulfill all of the quests for the Principles of Coral, which would be neat, I suppose. Then we have business at Khan's Shadow. We want to buy something there, and also, yeah, we want to purchase a couple of things there. And then we want to go to Polythreme for a couple of reasons. Yes. We need to go to Khan's Shadow first, then Polythreme, but it's not that far away. And then I guess we can head back via Pigmote Isle to see what's what there, and back to London, before then finally going on a big expedition down the southern coast, or along the southern coast, to actually also find the place where we can make the super engine. Because obviously that's, you know, technically I could include that on this next big trip, because I don't know how random its position is, how much variance there is. I've seen it be somewhere down in this corner, so obviously there are only so many places left where it could be. The place being the Fathom King's Hold, I think, that we've of course heard about. But yeah, so technically it might be right here. So, you know, I don't know. We'll see. We will see. Of course, I also need to bring the 40 Stygian Ivory, so it might take a bit more planning than that. And I want to get rid of a bunch of these extra supplies that I've been packing to deliver and use at various places. Although by the time we reach down here, we might actually have used up most, if not all of them anyway. But yeah, well, that's, you know, the kind of long-term plan. That's obviously gonna stretch several episodes at least. But yeah, it's gonna be something like that anyway. Yeah, first we'll have to actually acquire the Element of Dawn. That's the big thing, and of course advance a couple of other things while we're at it. For the time being, I thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and I shall see you real soon. Bye bye.